what it got up to here today. So it's definitely a hot one, but they're saying it's supposed to cool down tomorrow and the rest of the week back to normal temperatures. So fingers crossed. Static's getting brutal. There. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, that should be a little bit better. Yeah, there you are. You're here.
W2SDR.
Yeah, there you are.
Actually, your static's bad here, but you guys, both of your signals are strong enough and really makes doesn't make too much of a difference.
Yeah, same here. Over 35 over. Bruce is about the same. It's a warm one. Man, here in the shack. Got the fan going. AC's chugging along. That's what's going down in the west side on this side. Going over in Jersey there.
Well, not so much. I didn't catch who the other guy was since I was rebooting the amplifier. So, whoever it is, good afternoon. Frank here, Whiskey 2, Sierra Delta. In Salem County, southern New Jersey. And, yeah, okay. Next Phillies game, and probably watch a movie tonight. I want to watch that Apollo Arrest movie. You can get that for free, Perry. Maybe you can on Amazon Prime. I just talked into the remote, and it came up with a site that it's free. Ernie says it's $2.99 Prime, so it's hard to tell where I'm getting it. I'm going to get it from, but it's free. And I watched the trailer. It's done in 70mm film that was recorded. It's never been seen before. And the trailer showing the astronauts and the capsule in the control room looks like a movie. It looks like a movie that was done today. I was absolutely astounded with the quality of the picture. From 50 years ago, it was unbelievable. I can't wait to watch it. So, with all the Apollo moon stuff going on today, I think that would be... I'm going to watch it tonight. So, back to you, Perry. You can pass it to the other guy, and I'll see who he is. W2SDR.
Yeah, Frank, this is Bruce, WL7B. They were talking about that, and they redid all those films. So that because they were really crappy before. And, they remastered them all, and that's the reason they look so good now. And there you go.
Well, 70mm film is huge. I mean, I don't know what they look like before they restored them, but that, you talk about pixels on 70mm. The size of that film is unbelievable. Anyway, I'm going to watch the show, the documentary, later on tonight. W2SDR.
The thing is, I think they're using about a 2-foot dish from the moon and, going into probably a 40 or 50-foot wide dish here. So it was, and they may have had a lot of work there, but what came across, they definitely had to do a lot of work. Because I remember seeing the original ones, and it's all grainy, and loss of signal. And it looked like my old slow scan system from the 70s.
Well, what I was talking about, I only watched the trailer. I'm not talking about the moon. This is what was done in the control room. Well, we filmed in the control room and the astronauts getting into the ship and the rocket going off. Those films are unbelievable. That's the ones I'm talking about, not the ones that are on the moon. So I don't know if you've seen any of these other ones, but these are ones that were shot right here on the Earth. So there you go. Anyway, I need to refill my glass here, so you guys pick it up and I'll be back. W2SDR. Go ahead, Barry.
Good evening. Yeah, it's all I've been hearing is just moon talk. Moon this, moon that. Apollo 11 movie. I think I seen it on there. Let's see here. Apollo 11 is a documentary film. It focuses on the 1969 Apollo mission, including 70mm film previously unreleased to the public. It does not feature narration, interviews, or modern recreations. Let's see. Looks cool, man. I think I seen it on there when I was scanning through movies. It looks cool, man. I think I might watch it too. What the hell? When did it come out? March 1st, 2019. Can you imagine, like, those guys, like, being those guys, and like, it's basically, you know, you're thinking you're going into a suicide mission. You know, you don't know what you're getting into. You're thinking you're not going to come back, and, you know, some didn't come back. I forget which Apollo flight it was. I think one burned up on the launch pad or something, didn't it? If I remember correctly, Bruce. I don't know too much about it. Sounds like you guys know a lot more than I do. But I mean, this looks pretty cool. I think I'll watch this tonight before I go to bed. But knowing me, I'll probably fall asleep halfway through it like I do every movie. WL7B, W3MMR.
Yeah, I hear you there, Barry. I usually fall asleep too. But yeah. One did explode on takeoff or something. I remember. But, yeah, they were saying on 60 Minutes, the guy who was in the control room, one of the guys, they didn't know whether they were going to be able to land on the moon, you know, until they went around. They circled around the moon, you know, and to see if they'd be able to do it, because that was untested, you know, simulated, but not really in real life, you know. So when that capsule started swinging around the moon, you know, to get in orbit, they didn't know what was going to happen. And, you know, plus the computers back then, cripe's sake, you know, they were nothing. Nothing at all for, you know, memory storage and all that. You know, today, cripe's sake, they've got all kinds. We'll go back up there again. You know, all these, that SpaceX, and then the other one there that owns Virgin Airlines, you know, they all want to go to space, so, you know, they'll get it going. They already are. They're SpaceX, you know, they've been, you know, that's a supply chain right now to the space station, which they were talking to the guy, and he said, you know, pretty soon, in 6 months, they'll be bringing astronauts up there. And, you know, what he's got going, he's got that reusable, you know, landable rocket. So they land it back on that barge out in the ocean, and we can reuse it, which is, you know, big savings. So, you know, they may want to make a colony on Mars or something. I don't know. You know, maybe they know something we don't know, you know? All these billionaires, they want to get off the Earth because they know it's... gotta have one of his cars. I like the way those cars are sharp, I'll tell you. They're fast. I've seen quite a few of them now on the highway. Don't remember what model they are, but they're not cheap. I think they're like 70 grand new. Yeah, I'd get a used one. Find a used one out there. You know, because there's nothing. You know, the biggest expense is the batteries. You know, the rest of it is a bunch of electric motors. They're not. You know, they're not expensive. But I see them every once in a while. Like I went to the mall and I saw a couple of them. People had them plugged in. The plug-in stations, charging them up. And maybe when I go to Arizona, I'll buy one. You know, I'm going to get myself an old... When I go to Arizona, I'm going to find me an older car that's not all rusted out. You know, that I can fix, throw a set of points in it. I got no computer, none of that crap. You know, the only thing I'll care about if it's got air conditioning in it and, you know, and it rides halfway decent. That's what I want to worry about. Maybe I'll look for an big old Cadillac Eldorado or something, you know? A big old boat. Then I could, or an old Lincoln or, you know, something that's not all rotted out like we have here. You know, the interior, you know, the dash and stuff might be all cracked up from the heat, but, you know, the body won't be all rusted through like the cars back here. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that's 90, what is it, 92 by my thermometer right now. It hasn't really dropped too much. I'm also down here with the fan on. That's about it. No air conditioning in my shack. And I got the amplifier on, so that means that's going to start heating the place up, but that's okay. You know, at least you guys can hear me, which is good. Now, let's see if Frank got back yet with his elixir. Hopefully it's like a mint julep or something like that. W2SDR, WL7B.
Nah, Bruce, too sweet. Manhattan, man. It's Manhattan or martini for me. Mint julep, yeah, there you go. I guess if we were down below the Mason-Dixon line, I guess they're still popular. I don't know. It's a lot of trouble to make those things, though. It's too... The classic Curious Parent I sold a few years back my 70 Chevelle Super Sport. Those cars, you know, even if you buy a West Coast car, they just don't last. They're a lot of trouble to keep up. And I bought a more modern hot rod. I wouldn't go back to the old cars. They just, they're not up to what these new vehicles will do for performance and gas mileage. But this car I have now, this turbo Subaru WRX, it's faster than my Chevelle. It gets 3 times the gas mileage, and it handles about 8 times better. There's absolutely no advantage that Chevelle would have over this car except the value of it. That's about it. So I had fun though with the Chevelle. I had it for a lot of years and had lots of fun, and I respect a lot of people that restore those cars and collect them all. You know, they're really cool looking, but in my opinion, the only thing good about them is the styling. Other than that, they're basically go-karts on 4 wheels. You know what I read about? They were interviewing one of those Apollo astronauts. That essentially all these calculations were done with a slide rule. They would verify them with a computer after the fact, but the computers were the size of an office floor, the entire floor, and they were extremely slow. So all these real-time calculations were done with slide rules. It's hard to believe that they could actually pull that off with 1969 technology. I mean, you see what we're just talking about cars. You see the technology in automobiles then. These guys went to the moon with that technology. That's almost impossible to believe. We're 91 degrees. I'm 91 degrees right outside the window here in the shack. Go ahead, Perry. W2SDR in the group.
W2SDR, W3MMR. MMR. 97 here. Still, it's hot over here on this side of the river, here in the city. I was just reading about these Apollo 11 films, and they weren't digitally like remastered or anything. They didn't, redo them. All they did was take the 70mm footage from the National Archives and drive them to a film studio in air-conditioned and specialized climate-controlled vans were used to safely transport the archival material to and from the National Archives in D.C. And all they did was make digital scans of it. So, put it from the 70mm film onto the computer. And since what you see is basically unedited, there's no interviews in it. I mean, it's like what you see is what you get, basically, with it. And, that's pretty cool, man. I was just reading up about the 70mm film and how good the picture is on it. I knew nothing about 70mm film, So, Google's a great thing. It's pretty cool. Yeah, oh, man, look at it. You're watching a trailer of it right now, too. Divine, man, that's cool. Yeah, I gotta watch it. Anyway, I agree with you, Pop, on the classic cars. You know I do. Means I work on cars for a living. You can't. The older cars, man, unless... Okay, the only older vehicles that hold a candle to newer ones are, basically all that's left of these classic cars are the shell. You have, Chevy LS motors in them that are maybe at the most 10 years old. Okay, they're fully fuel injected, and everything's computer controlled, just like the new cars. Okay, the suspension's all updated suspension technology. Rear ends, everything's new except for the shell, basically. In a hot rod. An older hot rod nowadays. It's really rare that you see. Say, take a 70 Chevelle, for instance, with a carburetor that's bone stock. A lot of guys have them, okay, but they sit in the garage, and they'll take them to the car show on Sunday, and then they'll bring them right back, or they'll trailer them to a car show, and they'll bring them right back, because you can't drive them, because they're going to fall apart. And guys that, drive the things a lot, like I said, have updated drivetrains, updated everything in them. So, that WRX of yours, man, that thing is a little rocket ship. It gets 30 miles to the gallon. That's insane. It's hard to say, because I was one of those contemporary, all about the old stuff, didn't like the new stuff, and it's just, but now, the older I get, the more I see, the advantages of having a newer type hot rod. I mean, they make sports cars nowadays that Chevelles and Chevelles and Novas and all that stuff that are pretty much stock from the factory with 300 horsepower, and that'll, if you line it up next to a regular Chevelle SS 396 that's say bone stock doesn't have much done to it, okay, you line it up next to it, it'll beat it, because you got to remember, those cars were only, they were like low 14.5-second quarter-mile cars. And take your WRX, for instance, again. That thing's a low 13-second car from the factory. That's a big difference, So, technology's come a long way, and another thing is weight. Those cars are heavy. Very, very heavy. But, no, Bruce, those Teslas, man, those things they're nice, and they're fast, too. They're very fast. I've seen a couple videos of guys with them bone stock Teslas, beating, guys with fully raced down Mustangs and Subaru WRXs and so on and so forth with a stock Tesla electric car. Those things are cool, man, but they're expensive. And you can't take a Tesla anywhere anywhere else besides Tesla to get it fixed. Okay? If you do, you avoid it. And it's not like you can go to Tesla and order parts for your car. They won't let you. You have to bring the car to them to fix it. Okay? If you were to call the Tesla parts department and say, I need a door handle, they're not going to be able to sell it to you. You'll have to go there and take your car there to get it. The only way you'll be able to get any parts like that is from the aftermarket. And I think it's illegal for people to sell this stuff in the aftermarket, the way they have it set up. I could be wrong with that, but I do know for a fact that you can't even buy brand new Tesla parts from Tesla. It's impossible. There's a couple of videos out there on the internet about it. But anyway, back to our universe, WL7B, W3MMR.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, theoretically, there's not much to break in them. Just the electronics, I would think. The brakes, you got to do the brakes. Probably have to do the brakes often because they're fast. And computer system. Yeah, those WRX, my buddy's got one. They're very, an all-wheel drive. I remember a few years ago, some high school kid with 3 other people in the car had one going up Route 6 over here, going up the hill. They estimate he was doing about $110 when he hit the telephone pole. So, as you could tell, that those people didn't make out too good. But in many, a lot of ways it was the parents' fault too. Buying a 16-year-old kid his first car, a 13-second freaking rocket ship. I don't know. I don't think that's. Unless they're really responsible. But even so, even me, if I had something like that, you're gonna goose it. Him and 3 friends gone. In fact, they still hang stuff on that telephone pole. Yeah, it was right next to the cemetery, too, right across the street from the cemetery. Ironic. Too bad. It's a shame. Yeah, I think he was a sophomore, and the other was sophomores in high school. They lived up in the rich part of town, as I call it, so. Not a good thing. Yeah, that film is 2 3/4 wide. I did a quick division here for the 70 millimeters. That's the width of that. That's a pretty wide film. Yeah, they were saying somebody got some that they just auctioned off at that big auction house in New York, Christie's or something like that. And I guess the guy was an intern down in Florida, and he found some rolls in the trash. Back in the 80s, they threw them out, so he grabbed them. And he got like $1.2 million for these freaking rolls. Not bad. For something you found in the trash. A lot of that stuff's bringing big money out. People, I guess, they figured, it wasn't really going to be worth that much, but now it's got that big kick on space travel and everything else, it's become highly collectible. And they're paying big money. Plus, people have big money to spend on that junk. Yeah, boy, that's hot down your way, Perry. I got about 91, 92, I guess, here. I was just looking out. I'm going to bend my thermometer up a little bit because I can usually see it when it's in 80 degrees, but 90, one of the panes of the windows goes through it, I got those small, 6 pane, windows here in the wood slat or whatever they use right in the middle where it is, but yeah. Well, that's okay. Really good thing. I had my air conditioner on last night. My neighbors were having having a party. They were going late. I got up at 1 o'clock to go to the bathroom. They still were over there. Yeah, a bunch of Spanish people. I guess they, it was a rental house.
Old Blizzard.
I think there's 3 apartments.
Here we
He wanted
go.
like a here business, so I think he has his employees living there. Which is okay, you know? They had kids running around. It was all right. The music was kind of, I couldn't understand the music because it was all in Spanish, but it had a kind of little beat to it, you know? I was chugging around a little bit, but thank God the air conditioner was in the bedroom. That was on, so I didn't hear it. I went to sleep. Well, better, but thank God my wife did not hear it. She would have, she wanted to scream out the window and stuff. I kind of be a little discreet about it.
I was just having a good time.
Mad at this stuff. Oh, yeah. When you think somebody's going to shoot back at her out there, I hope not. But, she doesn't think. There are crazy people out there today. You gotta be, keep your eyes open. W2SDR, W3MMR, and anybody else that's lingering, WL7B.
All right, Bruce, WL7B, W2SDR. I'm going to make this my final. I'm going to head up and watch a little TV. So, yeah, the neighbors they were just out there having a good time in the summertime, man. Saturday night. I would have been pissed off, too, though, if they didn't invite me over. I mean, I want to go over there and join the party, you know. So if they wouldn't let me join the party, I'd be pissed off. Anyway, we'll see you guys later. 7-3, going to sign out and head upstairs. See what I'm going to dig up for chow and watch a little TV. Still 91 here. But it's going to break tomorrow, getting thunderstorms late in the afternoon. And Tuesday should be a lot different story as far as the heat goes. W3MMR, W2SDR. I'll listen out for like maybe 30 seconds. Then I'm pulling the switch. W2SDR.
All right, man. Take care. Good hearing you. Good talking to you. I think I'm going to do the same. It dropped down to 97.5 here. It's going down slowly. And it's hot. Very hot. And with this amplifier going, it's blowing out exhaust air at 116 degrees. It's pumping it out, you know, so that's not helping. So now it's when I came in here, it was 78 in the shack when I started. It's 81 now, so it's going up. And so we're going to say bye. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to go watch that movie. I got a long day of work tomorrow, back in the heat. At least it's not going to be like it was last week, because that was brutal. And the static's getting pretty bad down this way too, man. 30 over static crashes at times, so something must be close, I would imagine. Anyway, good talking to you, Pop. Bruce, always a pleasure. And I'm lucky. I live in the city, man, but my neighbors are relatively quiet, except for 4th of July when they have a really big park a block from my house, and they hold fireworks there. So my neighborhood turns into a zoo, you know, on the 4th of July. And but besides that, it's a relatively quiet little nook here. So I'm fortunate, I guess. Nothing to really complain about. And I work 3 blocks from my house too now, so that's even better. You just walk to work. I still don't, because after standing on my feet for 10 hours a day, I don't feel like walking 3 blocks, so I just drive. But I've been saving a lot of gas. Anyway, Bruce, take care, man. Good hearing you. Big signal down this way. It's always a pleasure. And we'll talk to you next time around. Take care. WL7B with W2SDR signed. I'll listen out for W3MMR.
Yeah, okay, Perry. And yeah, I agree with you, Frank. You know, myself, I wouldn't complain. I just, go over there and say, hey, what's happening, If they invite me in, that'd be great. I'm not talk to anybody because, they're all Spanish people. I bet somebody must be people that's over there close to it. Who cares? Maybe they got good beans and rice or something going on. Or tequila. There you go. But, yeah. And have a good week, Terry. That's great. 3 blocks to work. Gee. You're a mechanic because wintertime you're going to be putting a lot of exhaust systems on your car because they'll never really blow out from the condensation. And I had a job like that. I was like 3/4 of a mile or a mile to work. And I put 10 years when I worked there. I think I put like 3 or 4 exhaust, parts on my car, on my truck. They never really cleaned out. And all right, well, stay cool. I'm gonna get out of here too. It's getting hot. I'm gonna look around a little bit and probably while the amplifier cools down. 73. W3MMR, WL7B, clear. Have a good week. All right, Bruce, take care, man.
Yeah, well, hopefully I won't be working on the shop that much longer, so I've been doing it going on 18 years now. I just got promotion, so I'll be splitting time up front as a manager and splitting time in the back when they need me back there, so as a diagnostic technician. I do all the big work when we get it, engine job, motor jobs, and transmissions, and all the diagnostic work that the other guys can't figure out, and check engine lights and loading, fabricating, and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully I'll start the transition to get out of the shop and be up front and sitting down most of the day in the air conditioning. That's what I'm looking forward to. So anyway, Bruce, take care, man. And stay cool. We'll talk to you a little bit later. W3MMR, we'll see ya.
Yeah, 73. I'm getting a lot of crashes here too, so something's going to... See you later, WL7B.